you and where are you from?
Hey, I'm Libby and I'm from Texas, but I live in Stinson Beach, California now.
And so, what do you do?
I'm retired.
What did you do?
I did puppetry and I also worked in IT.
Wow.
Yeah.
And puppetry and IT, wow. So, has the weather changed, or has the climate changed much since you were a kid?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I was a kid, I grew up in Texas, and when I go back there, it is much hotter in the summer. The temperatures are hotter. I grew up in Dallas, so yeah, definitely has changed.
And what about around here? Have you lived here for a while, or?
Yeah, I've been here about 12 years, and it's definitely, I've seen a change, a big change. When I first moved out here, although this winter was different, but when I first moved out here, in the summertime, the fog would be, in the summer, the fog would be so thick that when I would be driving to work, I would get to a little area called Four Corners, and I would be so surprised to see the intersection because the fog was so thick. And for the past, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 summers, not foggy at all. That's a rarity. And then also in the wintertime, I just remember it raining for days on end, although we did have a very rainy winter this past winter. So, but it was different. It would just rain.
Then you had a lot of drought, and then now you had this rainy winter.
This rainy season. Yeah, it's been pretty rainy, and it's been different. This winter, I think I don't know if it's for the first time because I'm not a long-time resident here. I'm actually considered new, even though I've been here 12 years. It was the water in one of the storms actually breached the seawall, and we had damage to about 60 structures that are ocean-facing in January. So that was pretty rugged. So I've not seen that before.
Wow.
You know, and I hike the mountain fairly frequently, and I've seen water running in this winter in places I've never seen it run before. But again, I'm, only been here 12 years. So that's not a lot of data points of statistical significance.
On an everyday basis, do you think about climate much? And say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most concerned, where do you put yourself?
It depends on the season. In the wintertime, I would say I think about it at about a 3. In the summertime, in particular when it's fire season, I think about it as an 8. And if we're having a really hot summer, a hot summer with a lot of drought and a lot of those, we get these winds. Those are also new. We get these really high winds. And the weather feels they whip around. It feels almost like a tornado. And they'll just kind of whip up really suddenly, and that's very different. I've not experienced that. That started probably about 4 years ago out here in Stinson in the summertime. And because of the fire danger, I do think about it more in the summer, especially when we have a hot summer. Last summer we had a lot of fog, but it wasn't still our normal fog. I mean, normal fog, it used to be like in 2005, the fog would move in, in May, and it wouldn't leave until September. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's different now. It's really different. And the trees also are showing it. I see it on my hikes. I see the trees there's a lot of drought-affected trees. Doug fir mainly is what I see when I hike. But if you go into Muir Woods, you can see the drought affecting the redwoods as well.
And finally, what about the future? Are you an optimist or a pessimist, and what can we do about it?
Oh, wow. Well, I tend to be an optimist. I mean, I have a great faith in, it's terrible to say, but our younger generation. And I guess, me, I try to drive a lot less. I ride my bike a lot more. I do live in a place where it's impossible for me to get to the doctor unless I actually take my car and drive over the hill. I've curtailed my air travel, so, and that way I'm trying to do a little bit, but I'm kind of optimistic. I don't know why. I guess it's just my nature. But I do think we are facing a a situation that we have to address not just as a country, but as a whole globe.
Do you think we have time, or?
Oof. I think so, but I think it's going to take some drastic measures. So that's what I think.
And you're optimistic about that.
I
All right.
am.
Very good. Thank you. I'm here the 10th of April in Stinson.
Right.
Thank you. In Stinson, California.
Stinson Beach.
Stinson Beach, California. The fog is rolling in up here.
It is rolling in.
And very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.